Okay, good morning to all of you. Today we'll see Ostwald dilution law. Ostwald dilution formula or Ostwald dilution law. So what is this basically? How degree of dissociation of an electrolyte is related with its concentration or related with its dilution. So, a mathematical formula, a mathematical equation that gives the relation between alpha, that is degree of dissociation, with either concentration of the solution or the dilution of solution. Earlier to this, we have seen that all acids are represented by general formula as HA, where H stands for the proton that is released by the acid and A stands for remaining part of the acid. So here we have to make certain assumptions. What are the assumptions? Suppose 1 mole of this electrolyte or acid HA is dissolved or present in VDM cube of solution, and let alpha is the degree of dissociation. So with these three assumptions, we have to derive the relation. What are the assumptions? Once again, I will tell. Suppose 1 mole of weak acid HA is present in V liter or VDM cube of solution, and alpha is its degree of dissociation. Now we are knowing this fact. When this acid will dissociate, being weak reversibly, giving you H plus and A minus ions. This Ostwald dilution law is applicable to weak electrolytes and to the dilute solutions. The electrolyte should be weak and the solution should be dilute. So initially if we have taken 1 mole of electrolyte, there is no dissociation of it, and therefore no H plus ions and no concentration of A minus ions. So we'll write 0, 0 and 1 here. This is the initial condition. As we put 1 mole of electrolyte in the solvent, the dissociation does not starts initially, and so no product is formed. Now if we say alpha is degree of dissociation, then at equilibrium, what we come to know, out of 1 mole of electrolyte HA, alpha moles have been dissociated, and therefore at equilibrium the remaining moles of HA are initial 1 minus alpha that have been dissociated into ions, and here the coefficient of H plus being 1, we can write alpha number of H plus ions are produced and alpha number of A minus ions are produced. So this is the number of moles at equilibrium. If we calculate concentration of this at equilibrium, 1 minus alpha, this much moles are present in VDM cube of solvent. So this much mole per dm cube is the concentration of HA. Alpha divided by V, this much mole per dm cube is the concentration of H plus, and alpha by V, this much mole per liter is the concentration of A minus. We are well familiar with the fact. The law of mass action can be applied only at the equilibrium stage. This is the equilibrium stage of the electrolyte, and these are the concentration of reactant and products at equilibrium stage. So if we apply law of mass action, being an acid, the dissociation constant will be represented by the symbol K and small a for acid, indicating this is the equilibrium constant for acid. So this is equal to concentration of product of concentration of products. So products are H plus into A minus. Square bracket indicates its concentration divided by concentration of reactant, and reactant is nothing but EHA. So when we apply law of mass action to this reversible reaction at equilibrium, the product of concentration of products divided by concentration of reactant is always constant, and that constant is called equilibrium constant. So this equilibrium constant we are deriving for acid, so we'll add one suffix small a and we'll note it by Ka symbol like this. Now if we put all the values, H plus, what is the concentration of H plus at equilibrium? It is alpha by V. What is the concentration of A minus at equilibrium? It is also alpha by V, and this is totally divided by concentration of reactant, that is 1 minus alpha by V like this. Now if the bracket is solved, we get alpha into alpha is alpha square divided by V into V is V square, and denominator becomes numerator, so this V will come in numerator divided by 1 minus alpha. Now already mentioned that this law is applicable to dilute solutions, and for dilute solutions weak electrolytes the value of alpha is very, very small. So we'll write as alpha is small, very small, 1 minus alpha can be approximately taken to be equal to 1. And if we put that value in this, Ka is equal to alpha square, this V will cancel with one of the V's, and therefore we'll left with V alpha square divided by V. At the place of 1 minus alpha we'll put 1. So this is the form we are getting. Now we know dilution and concentration, they are reciprocals of each other. Dilution and concentration are reciprocals of each other. So if 1 by V is to be substituted, we can substitute by concentration, and we get Ka is equal to alpha square multiplied by C now. Alpha square multiplied by C. So alpha square is equal to root Ka divided by C. Alpha square is equal to Ka divided by C, and therefore alpha is equal to root Ka divided by C. Root Ka divided by C. Now Ka is constant, so root Ka can be taken separately into 1 upon root C. This being a constant, if this constant is removed from the equation, we'll get proportionality, and so alpha is direct proportional to 1 upon concentration of C. So this is one of the forms or the mathematical equation for the relation between concentration and the degree of dissociation for a weak electrolyte. How we can state it? By using this mathematical form. What is alpha? Alpha is degree of dissociation. So degree of dissociation, now this is the statement of the law, degree of dissociation. What is alpha? Alpha is degree of dissociation of what we are considering weak electrolyte. So degree of dissociation of weak electrolyte, degree of dissociation of weak electrolyte, this is alpha, is inversely proportional to square root of its concentration. Electrolyte is inversely proportional to square root of its concentration. This becomes the statement of Forstowell dilution law. Now instead of root C, if root 1 upon root C can be replaced by root V also, similar to this. and therefore one more formula, alpha is directly proportional to root V. So this and this, they are one and the same. It is in terms of concentration and it is in terms of dilution. This mathematical statement in words can be written as alpha is the degree of dissociation. We are considering a weak electrolyte because the law is applicable to weak electrolytes only. So degree of dissociation of weak electrolyte is inversely proportional to square root of concentration, or if this mathematical statement is written in words, same way we can write degree of dissociation of weak electrolyte is directly proportional to square root of dilution. So this is also another statement of Ostwald dilution law. So we are getting one formula from this, and the formula is, first formula we are getting Ka is equal to alpha square into C. The second formula we are getting alpha is equal to root Ka upon C, and alpha is directly proportional to 1 upon under root of C. So this is the way to apply Ostwald dilution formula to weak acids represented by general symbol HA. Okay, in short, once again we'll repeat the things what we have written on the board. So let us consider HA as a weak acid. One thing, certain assumptions are to be made. 1 mole of this weak acid HA is present in VDM cube of solvent, and alpha is the degree of dissociation. Okay, now this weak electrolyte or weak acid will dissociate according to this reaction H plus and A minus. If initially, now we have to apply law of mass action to this reversible reaction. Now, to apply law of mass action we require concentration. So how to reach up to concentration terms using this assumption? So in the initial condition, this is the initial condition. So initially, what is present there? Initially, we are having 1 mole of electrolyte HA. No dissociation has been started yet, so 0 H plus and 0 A minus. Okay. Now the reaction will start, dissociation will start, and at equilibrium, if we suppose alpha is degree of dissociation, then out of 1 mole of the electrolyte HA, if alpha have undergone dissociation, the left out quantity is 1 minus alpha. So we'll write 1 minus alpha. H plus remaining produced is alpha because the coefficient of H is 1. So 1 alpha, and this coefficient of A minus is also 1. So 1 times alpha means it's alpha. Now we want concentration, not number of moles. These are the number of moles of reactants and products. So to obtain the concentration, now divide by the amount of solvent, in which solvent, how much solvent they are dissolved. So 1 minus alpha number of moles are present in VDM cube of solvent. So this is the concentration of reactant, this is the concentration of product, and this is the concentration of another product. Okay, so in this way we reach to concentration of reactants and products at equilibrium stage, and hence after we can apply law of mass action to this reaction. Being acid, will denote that constant by K and a small suffix A indicating acid. This product of concentration of products divided by concentration of reactants will get this form. Now put the values of H plus here, A minus from this here, and HA 1 minus alpha by V. So this, by solving this, we are getting these different forms. Now here one thing is to be made clear, alpha being very small for weak electrolytes, 1 minus alpha is approximately considered to be equal to 1, and therefore we are neglecting this term from the denominator and getting this formula Ka is equal to alpha square by V, or volume and concentration are inversely related to one another. So 1 by V is equal to C, or 1 by C is equal to V. So 1 by V replaced by C, Ka is equal to alpha square into C. So in this way, finally we reach to this formula by solving this. Alpha is equal to Ka root Ka divided by C. This formula is important in solving problems afterwards. So this is the application of Ostwald dilution formula to a weak acid. Now, similar derivation can be obtained for a weak base. Will not solve it in details. I will tell you simply the formulae we are getting by solving this. So, BOH is a weak base. You can consider BOH is weak base. Similarly, you can write the equilibrium reaction of this as B plus plus OH minus. Being a base, we will replace this A by B, so this is Kb, equilibrium constant for a weak base. Okay, the equation will be B plus concentration into OH minus concentration divided by concentration of reactant, that is BOH. Alright, again the values will be same, alpha by V and 1 minus alpha by V, 1 minus alpha equal to 1, neglect 1 minus alpha. We are finally getting Kb is equal to alpha square upon V. Kb is equal to alpha square into C. This gives alpha is equal to root Kb into V. This gives alpha is equal to root Kb upon C, similar to acid. So in short, how to obtain that equilibrium constant for weak base? BOH is a weak base where OH stands for the hydroxyl ion we are getting from the base, and B is the remaining part of the base. As already told you, the ions produced will be like this. At equilibrium, the concentration will be 1 minus alpha upon V for this, alpha by V for this, and alpha by V for this. Okay, so if apply law of mass section to this reversible reaction, we get this type of format. Put the values of reactants and products in this. Finally, we'll reach to Kb is equal to alpha square divided by V, or alpha is equal to root Kb into V. 1 by V can be replaced by C, so Kb is equal to alpha square into C, alpha is equal to root Kb into by C. So this is also important formula to solve some numericals on this. So with this, we have applied. How to apply? Now the statement will be same for both of these. Here also, the degree of dissociation of weak electrolyte, that is base, is inversely proportional to square root of its concentration from this, and degree of dissociation of weak electrolyte is directly proportional to square root of its dilution by this formula. So maybe acid, maybe base. Only the difference is acid is HA, base is BOH. Then apply law of mass section to concentration terms. For both acid and base, the equation runs parallel with the difference of Ka and Kb, and we get this type of mathematical statements. So finally we have to remember, according to Ostwald dilution law, the degree of dissociation of weak electrolyte, may be acid or base, is inversely proportional to square root of its concentration. That is, alpha is proportional to 1 upon under root of C, or degree of dissociation of weak electrolyte is directly proportional to square root of its dilution. Alpha is directly proportional to square root of V. So I think with this, the mathematical form of Ostwald dilution law is clear to all of you. Now with the help of this, now we have come across 3 different concepts up till now. The first concept was, as far as the acid base theories are considered, number of H plus or OH minus ions. Acid is a substance that gives H plus. Base is a substance that use OH minus. All right. Now, how many number of H plus and OH minus are given by that formula? That decides a lot of things in further part of the topic. So, the second thing we come to know alpha, and third thing by Ostwald dilution law we have come to know for acid Ka and for base Kb. So, why I have written these 3 points? Because the strength of acid, whether the acid is strong, normally we say HCl is a strong acid, H2SO4 is a strong acid, acetic acid is a weak acid. So how these comments are made? These comments are made on some experiments, on some properties, and these properties we have seen one by one like this. So strength of acid and base, whether the acid is strong, base is strong, acid is weak or base is weak, that strength of acid and base can be counted on these 3 factors. The first factor tells you number of H plus and OH minus ions. Whenever the acid or base undergoes dissociation and the reaction being reversible, when equilibrium is reached, at equilibrium, how many number of H plus ions are present on the product side? That number is nothing but number of H plus and OH minus ions. So if at equilibrium number of H plus ions produced are more, acid is strong. If the number of H plus ions produced are less, acid is weak. Same is the case for a base. Means if at equilibrium on product side number of OH minus ions are more, the base will be strong, and if number of OH minus ions are less, the base will be weak. So how the strength is accounted? Strength is accounted from the number of H plus or OH minus ions present on the product side at equilibrium stage. That is, this is important, at equilibrium stage. So अगर आप HCl and acetic acid, if you try to compare these two, इसका भी 1 मोल लिया है, and for acetic acid also we are taking 1 mole. But at equilibrium, what is observed? In case of HCl, H plus ions are more, and in case of acetic acid, H plus ions are less. The point is clear from the writings. Being a strong electrolyte, it is almost completely dissociated, so we are showing it by a single arrow. And this being a weak electrolyte, we are showing it by a double arrow, half-headed arrows pointing in opposite direction, indicating the reaction is reversible. Okay. So here the number of H plus ions are more. Here the number of H plus ions are less. And therefore this is a strong acid and this is weak acid. So this number word signifies that how many number of H plus are present at equilibrium on the product side, that decides the strength of acid or base. So similar is the case with base also. First point. Now the second point is degree of dissociation alpha. For strong electrolytes, आप लोगों ने क्या देखा अब तक? For strong electrolytes, alpha is equal to 1. Why for? The formula tells us alpha is equal to number of moles dissociated at equilibrium divided by initial number of moles. The electrolyte being strong, almost all molecules are present in dissociated form, divided by total number of moles, both are same, and therefore the value of alpha is 1. मगर अगर weak electrolyte है तो वैल्यू ऑफ अल्फा इज ऑलवेज लेस देन 1, उसकी अल्फा की कीमत 1 से कम होती है. तो 1 से कम वैल्यूज, रेंज ऑफ set of numbers is there which is less than 1. Now for weak electrolytes, अल्फा इज लेस देन 1. मान लो अभी 2 एसिड्स आर देयर, एक का अल्फा है 0.001 और दूसरे का अल्फा है 0.05. बोथ द वैल्यूज आर लेस देन 1. Till we can compare the strength of the two acids. यहाँ पर alpha is more and therefore this acid is strong, and here alpha is less compared to this and therefore this acid will be weak or base will be weak. So the strength of acid and base is decided by the second factor, that is degree of dissociation, which we have already seen in earlier lectures. So the point that is to be remembered, for strong electrolytes alpha is always 1, for weak electrolytes alpha is always less than 1, but there are many values which are less than 1, and therefore by comparing the values of alpha for the two acids or two bases, we can decide which acid is strong or base is strong and which acid is weak or base is weak. So just for our understanding, I have taken two values. 0.05 is 1 alpha for one electrolyte and weak electrolyte, and for another electrolyte alpha is 0.001. So it's very simple thing कि 0.05 is greater than 0.001. So directly you can infer that this electrolyte with this value of alpha will be strong as compared to this electrolyte having value of alpha equal to 0.001. Okay. Second point. The third factor we have seen, that is dissociation constant of that acid or base, Ka or Kb. This also tells you whether the acid is strong or weak. For example, if we say that for one acid we can write Ka1 is equal to 1.8 into 10 raised to minus 5, and for another acid, acid 2, the value is 1.8 into 10 raised to minus 4. Abhi, which value is more? This value is large compared to this value. So this acid number 2 having higher value of its dissociation constant, it will be a strong acid, and the another acid having less value compared to this, it will be weak acid. And therefore the point that is to be remembered, strength of acid or base is directly proportional to Ka, or for base it is Kb. Larger the value of Ka, strong will be the acid, and less is the value of Ka, weak will be the acid. So in these two values, 10 to the power minus 4 is more or larger than 10 to the power minus 5. So this acid will be strong acid and this acid will be weak acid. Okay. So the point that is to be remembered, कि strength of any electrolyte or acid or base is directly proportional to its dissociation constant Ka or Kb. Larger the value of Ka, strong is the acid, less is the value of Ka, weak is the acid. Larger the value of Kb, strong is the base, smaller the value of Kb, weak is the base. So this is third point. And the fourth point that is to be remembered, it is pKa of that acid or pKb of that base. So this is new concept now for all of us. That Ka symbol is attached with a prefix small p, and we are calling it by the name as a pKa and pKb. So why this? What is the meaning of this p? Meaning of the p is pKa is equal to minus log of Ka. अगर ये फॉर्मूला यूज करें तो Ka वैल्यू कैन बी कन्वर्टेड इनटू pKa और Kb वैल्यू कैन बी कन्वर्टेड इनटू pKb. तो अभी एग्जांपल हाउ टू कन्वर्ट. सो वी विल टेक these values. For this acid we'll calculate what is its pKa first. Okay, so we'll put in the formula. pKa is equal to minus log 1.8 into 10 raised to minus 5. This is the formula. put the value of k in the formula, keeping remaining things all as it is. So minus log of k is 1.8 into 10 raised to minus 5. Now how to solve this? Minus log of 1.8 minus log of 10 raised to minus 5. So this is equal to, अभी लॉगरिथमिक फंक्शन में एक फॉर्मूला है, log a raised to power x is equal to x log a. So we'll use this formula. Okay, log a raised to power x is equal to, the power becomes coefficient, x log a. So a is 10, x is minus 5. Minus 5 will come as a prefix. So we'll solve this. Minus of minus 5 into log of 10. Minus of minus 5 into log of 10 by this formula. Getting the things? A is 10, x is minus 5. Okay? X becomes coefficient, minus 5 becomes coefficient, this minus as it is, remaining thing log a is 10, log 10. Okay, minus now log of 1.8. All right, now if this is solved, minus of minus it is plus 5, log 10 is 1, so 5 into 1 is 1, minus log of 1.8. If you see log of 1.8, it is 0.2553 minus 0.2553. So solve this. 4.7447. So this is the value of pKa for the acid which is having value of Ka 1.8 into 10 raised to minus 5. Why we are going in details of this? Because similar to Ka and Kb, this is the fourth factor that decides the strength of acid or base, pKa और pKb. तो अभी इस एसिड के लिए जिसका Ka वैल्यू 1.8 इंटू 10 raised to minus 5 था, उसके लिए pKa वैल्यू आ गया 4.7447. Okay, now we'll calculate pKa for the second acid. Purposefully I have taken the number same because with this log the explanation will be clear. No need to go for the second log. So minus 5 minus 4. Now here pKa is equal to minus log of 1.8 into 10 raised to minus 4. Similar to that now, it will be equal to minus of minus 4 into log 10 minus log of 1.8, that is 4 minus 0.2553. And if this is solved, it is 3.7447. तो अभी यहाँ पर आप लोगों को समझ में आएगा how the relation of strength is there with pKa. पहले क्या बोला था कि ये एसिड का Ka वैल्यू -5 है, तो ये वीक बन गया क्योंकि ये 4 - 4 बड़ा है. अभी इसका कन्वर्जन जब pKa में कर दिया तो कंसेप्ट उल्टा आता है. कंसेप्ट उल्टा आता है. तो क्या आता है? 1.8 इंटू 10 raised to minus 5 का pKa आ गया 4.7447 और इसका pKa आ गया 3.7447. तो ये तो वीक था एसिड, ये एसिड स्ट्रांग था. Now in terms of pKa, how you can say the strength of acid was directly proportional to Ka और Kb, मगर यहाँ पर अभी जो एसिड वीक था उसका pKa ज़्यादा आ गया और जो एसिड स्ट्रांग था उसका pKa कम आ गया. मतलब यहाँ रिलेशन उल्टा बन गया, इन्वर्स हो गया. तो आप लोग ये ध्यान में रख सकते हो कि स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ एसिड if this factor is to be considered, strength of acid or base is proportional to 1 upon pKa और 1 upon pKb. जितना pKa स्मॉल होगा, कंपेयर करो दीज टू, उतना एसिड स्ट्रांग होगा. जितना pKa बढ़ेगा उतना एसिड वीक बनते जाएगा, बेस वीक बनते जाएगा. सो इन ऑल देर आर 4 different factors which explains you whether the acid is strong or weak. We can judge by these 4 factors. In short, number of H plus OH minus ions at equilibrium should be more, acid or base will be strong. If alpha is more, always less than 1 for weak electrolyte, but till we can compare. The example is here. यहाँ पर अल्फा ज़्यादा है तो ये एसिड और बेस स्ट्रांग बन गया और ये एसिड और बेस वीक बन गया. सो सेकेंड फैक्टर इज द strong electrolyte alpha 1 for weak electrolyte alpha less than 1 till these two values are less than 1, but this is strong as compared to this. The third factor is Ka or Kb. Strength of the acid or base is directly proportional to Ka or Kb values. The example is here, this value is small and this value is large, and so directly proportional means this is smaller, therefore the acid is weak, this is larger, therefore the base acid is strong. And the fourth factor is pKa or pKb. यहाँ पर रिलेशन इन्वर्स होता है. स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ एसिड इज इन्वर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल टू pKa, स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ बेस इज इन्वर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल टू pKb. यहाँ पर ए वीक एसिड का pKa 4.7447 बड़ा आ गया और स्ट्रॉन्ग एसिड का pKa छोटा आ गया. जहाँ पर Ka की वैल्यू बड़ी होती है वहाँ पर pKa छोटा आता है. ये वैल्यू बड़ी है, pKa छोटा है. ये वैल्यू छोटी है तो pKa बड़ा है. सो स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ एसिड और बेस इज इन्वर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल टू pKa और pKb.